company. Ordinarily, two's company. But contrarily, we disagree, no matter what it happens to be.
You're the perverse one.
I agonize
Night and day with you.
to compromise.
There's no way with you.
I wish I had picked a large boa constrictor, my friend.
Are you trying to tell me something?
You're the perverse one, two's company.
Indisputably.
Two's company.
Irrefutably.
How we embark on old Noah's Ark, pair by pair.
Not so loud.
So ask me whose company.
Whenever I choose company.
I gotta say, two's company.
Except for this affair.
You give me mal de mer.
Do you know what that means?
Could we let in some fresh air?
No, madam.
Au contraire.
Good evening.
Hi.
May I ask you a question?
Sure.
What is the capital of the United States of America?
Washington, D.C.
Congratulations, you've just won a major prize.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Is everything all right, madam?
Everything's terrific. I just won a major prize.
Major prize, madam.
That's what the man said. It's very strange. You know, Robert, I never won a major prize in my life.
Well, who was that at the door?
I don't know.
What was he selling?
I don't know that he was selling anything.
We have another contender. Would you like to try for a major prize?
Yes.
In which country is Moscow?
Russia.
That's right, Robert. You're brilliant. Does that mean he's won a major prize, too? This is very exciting.
It doesn't make me brain or Britain, madam.
But naturally, you'll have to sign a receipt.
Don't you think it'd be easier for you if you came inside to do that?
Yes, it would. Thank you. In here.
Yes, okay, I guess so, sure.
Definitely a salesman, madam.
Well, who cares? Let's go get our prizes.
Now, if you'd just sign on the dotted line.
Yes, of course. Go ahead and sign, Robert. What's your problem? It's just a receipt. It's not like we're signing our lives away. Robert, it's not going to cost you a cent. Sign.
Now, it's prize-giving time. This, madam, is for you, a jar of pickled onions.
Jar of pickled onions. Well, it wasn't a very difficult question.
What was that?
I just said that these are very difficult to find, and I just love them.
I don't want a jar of pickled onions.
You're not getting a jar of pickled onions. This is for you.
What is it?
It contains 25 toothpicks.
Did you make them yourself out of matchsticks?
Well, what did you expect for telling me that Moscow's in Russia? 24 bottles of vodka and a couple of balalaikas?
Robert, I don't think our friend is a salesman. I mean, definitely not a salesman.
Who said I was a salesman?
What do you think is a pickled onion packer, madam?
Be quiet, I'm talking. Did I say I was a salesman?
No, you didn't, and I'm sorry I said that.
Well, why are you sorry? There's nothing wrong with being a salesman.
Of course there's nothing wrong with being a salesman.
You said you were sorry just now.
Well, I'm sorry that I said that. I'm sorry I said that. Help?
Look, I'll ask you a question. If you answer correctly, I'll give you a prize. Are you a salesman?
Yes, I am. What's the prize?
The night air. Out.
I'm not a dog, you stupid man.
Now, wait just a minute. Robert is not a stupid man.
Oh, yes, he is. Because he wants me to leave before he knows what I'm selling. Why, I may be selling houses at pre-war prices.
Ooh, what a lovely idea.
Don't be so damn sarcastic.
Excuse me, where did you train to be a salesman? I mean, your approach is so subtle and so gentle, so appealing.
I think he's picked up the wrong textbook, madam. He's been reading warfare through the ages.
Where am I exactly? In some college of salesmanship? Are you two on the tutorial staff?
Oh, he's got a sense of humor, too. Now, that's very important. No, we're not trying to tell you anything about selling anything. I mean, we don't know anything about selling anything either.
But we do know that you won't be selling anything to us.
Why? Because I'm not groveling, telling you what a beautiful room this is. Actually, it is beautiful, quite artistic. You must have got in an interior designer.
I designed this entire house myself.
Really? You surprise me.
Really?
Still, that means that you'll be interested in another of my prizes.
Your artistic prize.
My artistic prize.
A paint-it-yourself garden gnome.
Sarcasm is the cheapest form of wit.
No, I don't agree with you. I use it all the time, or perhaps you haven't noticed. And incidentally, it's the lowest.
Lowest what?
The quotation is, sarcasm is the lowest form of wit.
Oh, my God. Now it's become some college of further education.
Well, you're in the right place. Your education could use a little furthering. What's your name?
Neville?
Okay, Mr. Neville.
No. That's not my surname.
Well, it's enough for now. How long have you been a salesman?
Almost 2 weeks.
And before that?
I was in the Royal Navy.
Perhaps you should have discussed your future with your careers officer.
I was the careers officer.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I'm sorry for the entire Royal Navy.
Don't argue with me. I know when a person's lying. Admit you're not sorry.
And I'm also sorry for anyone you have or have not sold anything to within the last, 2 weeks?
Well, the company hasn't received a single complaint yet about my selling technique.
What are you selling? Little packets of nitroglycerine? It's not that funny.
Nothing's that funny.
You called her here just now, madam. Why?
Because he's her here just now's butler, that's why.
Well, you're not the usual sort of butler, by God.
Well, you're not the usual sort of salesman, thank God.
Were you ever in the Navy?
Army.
Call me sir.
What was your rank in the Navy?
Lieutenant.
I was a major. You call me sir.
Don't you pull rank on me. We're civilians now, and you're only a servant.
Watch it, Neville.
Well, that's all he is, a mere servant.
Okay, I've had it. That's it. You just lost me. Our romance is over, Neville. I'm giving you back your pickled onions. Now, Robert, if you will show Neville the door.
You've got something against salesmen, haven't you?
I haven't got a thing against salesmen.
Then why are you deliberately making it impossible for me to do my job? I mean, you should be listening to me.
We'd rather listen to Radio Peking.
That's right. At every available opportunity, kick the salesman in the teeth, you ignorant oaf. Without people like me, this country will soon go bankrupt.
Whereas with people like you, it'll happen much sooner.
Well, at least I'm not bone idle. That parasite hasn't done a stroke of work since I arrived here.
He wasn't doing a stroke of work before you arrived. Look, Neville, let me ask you one thing, and this is my parting shot. Exactly what is it that you're selling?
Ah, you see, I've got you curious. That proves my technique works. I told that idiot of an instructor it would work, but would the fool listen?
You mean you actually taught how to sell?
I studied for a week. The teaching was pathetic. Morons, the lot of them.
What are you selling?
Encyclopedias.
Encyclopedia Britannica, madam.
No, not the Encyclopedia Britannica, Mr. Know-All. Boring little customers are always saying that to me, and quite frankly, I'm getting fed up with it.
Well, that makes 3 of us. We are not the least bit interested in buying your encyclopedias.
The decision isn't yours to make, not at this juncture.
So who decides?
Well, I do. I mean, for example, I may decide that you're not respectable enough, or that the decor isn't suitable.
Must admit, madam, he is unique.
I've got you worried now, haven't I?
Terrified. I mean, the shame of it all if I should find that I'm not good enough to buy your books.
I'll put you out of your misery.
She's not good enough.
She is. You both are. You've passed all the tests. You may buy the entire set.
Do you hear that, madam?
It's our lucky day.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I think I'll put the bookcase there.
We just passed another test, Robert. Now we can buy a bookcase.
Is there no end to his generosity, madam?
It's on special offer, but it ends today, so you'll have to be quick.
Well, is this quick enough? We have no intentions of buying your encyclopedias.
Or you.
Or, sorry, Neville, your bookcase. And now, if you'll excuse me...
Yeah, but don't be too long. I do have other customers to see.
No, I don't think you understand. We're not leaving. You're leaving.
Oh, nonsense. No, you don't really mean that.
You are leaving.
No, it's the classic buyer's ploy. Pretend not to be interested.
You are leaving.
I know. You're worried that you may not be able to afford the entire set. Not knowing anything about publishing, you think that it's...
Oh, now, wait just a minute. I happen to know a great deal about publishing. You see, I'm a writer.
What's your name?
I thought you'd never ask. Dorothy McNabb.
Dorothy Not the Dorothy McNabb.
You've heard of me?
Is there anyone who hasn't? Do you mean to tell me that I'm talking to one of the great literatrices of the 20th century?
I wouldn't go so far as to say that.
Oh, but you are. Why, I must have read every single one of your books at least 3 times.
Name one.
Name one what?
Name one of madam's books.
Only if you name one first.
The Sneaking Corpse.
The speaking corpse.
That's it. No need to go any further. That's the one, the greatest. Fantastic. Why, couldn't put it down.
He never even picked it up.
Wait a minute, Robert. Tell me a little bit about the plot of The Speaking Corpse.
Sorry. Never give away the plot. Spoils it for the reader.
If you excuse me, I'll show you the door.
And take your encyclopedias with you.
But look, at least have the courtesy to flick through the first edition. Or are you both too superior to do even that?
Oh, I can't imagine anybody feeling superior around you, Neville.
So you agree. Good. I shall go and wash my hands. I shall expect you to do the same before touching the encyclopedia.
That's the kitchen.
Then it must have a tap in it, mustn't it? Or do you get your water in a bucket from the Thames?
Wait just a minute.
That man has to be a very good swimmer, madam.
Why do you say that?
The number of times the Navy must have thrown him overboard.
Not to mention the number of times they must have thrown themselves overboard. Will you tell me why we're putting up with that lunatic? Pour us a drink.
I'll have a pink gin.
He'll have a pink gin. Listen to me, Neville. I want you to leave my house. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I want you to leave my house right now and let us get on with our lives.
Not until you buy the encyclopedia.
We don't want your encyclopedias.
Yes, you do.
No, we don't.
I refuse to be pressurized.
You refuse to be pressurized. Robert, why don't you do something?
I am doing something.
Well, what are you doing?
Making him a pink gin.
Well, you have
Not too much pink. Is this for me? Good. Cheers.
Neville, I'm going to try very hard not to get excited. But I'm telling you for the last time, finish your pink gin, take your encyclopedias, your pickled onions, and get out of my life.
That's better.
Did you hear what madam said?
Yes, she wants to get rid of me.
No, she's going to get rid of you.
Just as I'm about to sell her my encyclopedia. Ah, it's the age-old battle between buyer and seller. I love it.
Madam is ordering you to leave the house.
You two don't like me, do you?
No, I'm not saying we don't like you, Neville.
No, I'm saying we don't like you.
I'm not saying we don't like you at all. I mean, I'm sure if we got to know you better, that would be the case. But as we have no intentions at all of furthering our relationship, suffice it to say that your technique of salesmanship is exasperating. And I, for one, am convinced at, what time is it, Robert?
8:25.
8:25 in the evening, which is when we usually have our dinner, that you, Neville, are absolutely nuts!
That has absolutely nothing to do with what I'm selling. And the sooner you get that into your head, the sooner I can get on with my job. Savvy?
We would have you know that we do not want your encyclopedias in this house. Not because of the encyclopedias, but because of you.
You sit there and you tell me that if you hadn't liked Rembrandt, you wouldn't have bought any of his paintings?
No, he doesn't mean that. Now, what he means is,
If I go into a shop...
That's right. And the salesman is, rude to him.
Yeah, I walk straight out.
That's right. And he goes someplace else.
Yes.
To buy the encyclopedias?
No, not to buy the encyclopedia.
She said go someplace else.
Yes, but only if
If
he
I want to
wants
buy it.
to buy it.
Yes.
Yes.
If.
In other words, an element of doubt has crept in. You're not quite so adamant about it. I do believe I'm beginning to get through to you. Now, I want you to look at the first edition. One for you, and one for you. Now, note the quality, note the print, note the illustrations. Well, aren't you going to look at it?
No.
No.
Why be so childish about it? Look, for heaven's sake, you've got it in front of you, so why not look at it? You pathetic worm.
Nobody speaks to me like that. Did you hear what he called me, madam?
Yes, I did, Robert. Apologize, Neville.
Oh, we are a pair of sensitive plants, aren't we?
I demand an apology.
Oh, well, all right, if it'll stop all these petty temperaments, all right, provided you look at that first edition.
All right. Provided that if we look at the first edition, you leave this house immediately afterwards, okay?
All right, I apologize.
All right, Neville. Where are my glasses? I think I'm losing my mind.
There should have been no conditions attached, madam.
Robert, he promised to leave. Now, for God's sakes, let's look at the first edition.
Very well. I accept your apology.
Come on, get a move on. I haven't got all night.
Take it easy, Robert.
And then hit him, madam.
Just do as he says.
What you are looking at is the first of 390 fortnightly editions.
390?
What's a mere 16 years in man's quest for knowledge? But sign this form, and you will be entitled to pay £1 for each edition. Now, what about that for an immediate saving?
Well, where's the saving?
It's going to cost us £1 anyway.
Inflation? Haven't you heard of inflation? Now, just think what the 390th edition will cost in 16 years. But sign that form and you will still only pay £1 for it. Sign this form and you will pay the cost of the postage as it is today. For one free edition each year, sign this form. This is the form for paying quarterly, thus saving you £64 over the 16-year period. Pay half yearly and you save £96.
6 more of those, madam. We get the encyclopedia for nothing. What are those for? Free luncheon vouchers?
Free bindings.
Free bindings. Now, Robert, that is terrific.
This is what it must be like to win the football pools, madam.
This is the form for paying yearly.
How much?
Nothing. He pays us.
Correct? Well, almost. Because you save yourselves the mind-boggling sum of £128. So, already that initial cost of £319 has been slashed to a mere £262.
Unbelievable.
Incredible.
I haven't finished yet.
He hasn't finished yet.
Voila!
C'est si bon.
C'est magnifique.
Pay for the entire 16-year period now, and you save yourselves a quite fantastic £200.
Robert, we're rich.
I can retire, madam.
Yes, £190 is all it's going to cost you.
Oh,
each.
no, Neville. It's got to be more than that. I mean, what about the cost of the 16 years at the university?
University?
Well, sure, to learn everything that's in your encyclopedias.
You know, I hadn't thought of that one.
Well, you better get a form printed up for that one right away. Now, Robert, check it out. How much are we saving?
May I borrow your... Shall we start with the £200, madam?
Yes, and throw in the, how much, 16-year university course, and the free bindings, and the bookcase, and then top it all up with inflation. What do you got, Robert?
It's approximately a saving of £180,000, madam. I'm sorry. And 47 pence.
Are you taking the mickey?
I don't know. Do we have to take the mickey with the encyclopedia?
You are taking the mickey.
We have to take the mickey with the encyclopedia.
Are you two going to sign these forms?
No.
No. Well, I refuse to take no for an answer.
What do we have to say to convince you?
But I am convinced. I couldn't be more convinced.
You're convinced that we want to buy your encyclopedias?
Yes.
And yet we remain adamant that we don't. Why?
It's like love.
Like love?
It's like love.
It's like love.
What do you mean, we love you?
The encyclopedia. You pretend you don't want it when you do. You say, I hate when you mean I love. You say no when you mean yes. Haven't you ever been in love?
Yes, but I can't ever remember it being this complicated.
Well, you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yes, madam, you see, he maintains that we are saying the opposite to what we mean.
Oh, I see. I think you're right, Robert. So, we must talk to Neville in a language that he understands. The language of love.
My sentiments entirely, madam.
Okay now, Neville. We are just dying to buy your encyclopedia.
And we will fill in all the forms.
And be sure you leave me this first edition.
I certainly intend to keep my copy.
And for God's sake, leave all these forms.
I'd like to keep your calculator.
And if you want to keep your job, remember to leave your case.
And don't take your hat with you. This is not the way out.
And that is not the front door.
I'm not going to open it for you.
And we don't want you to leave.
Thank you for coming.
And hello, Neville.
What about double glazing?